guys, thank you so much for having me. So obviously the Jersey Shore isn't the natural home for feminism, let alone Snooki, who is the radical feminist icon of our generation. But through personal power and dynamicism, she's really changing the face of feminism for kids today. So a quick synopsis of what's going on. 20 kids go to live on the coast of the Jersey Shore to really let loose, but what they end up doing is changing the principles of feminism and subcultures for everyone today. So the characters on the Jersey Shore definitely have their own lingo that you need to be aware of. There's Guido and Guidette, and this is how they're identifying themselves. And while this may be demeaning for you and I, they actually are empowered by it. Guidette is not a subterm of Guido, it's actually his counterpart. So there's obviously some demeaning phrases on Jersey Shore as well. The men use grenade to demean women, while the women, the ladies, are actually using terms like juice head to identify their prey and go after it. So the ladies of the Jersey Shore are broken up into two groups. There's the power couple, that is Snooki and JWoww, and they're leaning on each other instead of men to really get comfort and be strong, resourceful. And then there's the two traditional role models in the house, and they're not really getting any notoriety or popularity. The men, on the other hand, are really true to Guido culture. And they spend most of their time grooming and chasing after females. So when you see the show, you automatically want to cast the characters into typical stereotypes that we know for women, Italian women in general, these types of things. I always think of Carmela from The Sopranos. She's really she's acquiescent, she's really submissive. The next role that you're going to see is Mona Lisa Vito from My Cousin Vinny. She's obnoxious, she has an opinion, but it's never solicited. She's really abrasive, she has a heavy accent. This is what you think of typically when you think of a Jersey girl. And then one of the most common that we're seeing is the daddy's little girl. And this girl is really submissive. Her life is really dictated for her. She's really helpless, and she relies on her family, mostly her brothers, to solve her problems. But the women of the Jersey Shore are really breaking these stereotypes and creating new ones that we're going to define in a second here. So feminism, this idea, is this idea of equality. So to kind of frame it out, it's the idea of ownership of personal space, choices, body, and desire. So it's a little different on the Jersey Shore, and Snooki is the best role model for this. She's more relatable than the Rosie the Riveter icon from the 40s that we saw, and so young girls are really looking up to her. She refuses to be defined and doesn't let other people define herself. So JWoww is Snooki's complement. And they rely on each other like most good couples do. They feed off of each other's energy. She's aggressive, she's bold, she's abrasive, she throws punches, but she's really respected for this. Now, Snooki's attitude is the same, but she obviously exemplifies more characteristics of Snooki feminism. She doesn't care about upkeep or grooming, and instead, she's shuffling around all day in slippers, kind of looking disheveled, being really strange and odd. So this attitude is completely contrary to what we see in modern TV. So the modern TV star is usually the girlfriend of the protagonist. She's the female, she's the sex object, and she doesn't really get a lot of play in the media unless she's tall, thin, and beautiful. So Snooki is the antithesis of this. She is a little troll that runs around. She's very brown. And she's more likely to claim someone as her sidekick than to be claimed. She owns her space, she owns her own person, and she's universally adored. She's Googled twice as much as the traditional star we saw. So one of the most prominent conventions on the Jersey Shore is the GTL, and the men do this religiously. It's the ritualized perfection of appearance, and it's their obsession with clean clothes and tanned bodies. So in contrast, the women aren't doing this at all. It's a complete role reversal from what we see in modern society. So the girls are looking disheveled, they're wearing slippers, and the boys are cooking, cleaning, doing their hair, putting on lip gloss. So this idea of role reversal and being accepted is empowerment. It's kind of crazy to think that. So Snooki is definitely the leader of this. She's obviously not up at 5 a.m. GTLing. She's being awkward, she's eating pickles, she's dancing in the street, she's doing whatever she wants, and that's okay. So my argument is that these women are the relevant feminists of today's society. And it's rare that women can be so liberated and empowered, but so generally accepted in mainstream media and by society in general. So, I really encourage all of you to do the same, to feel empowered and be yourself. I'm Ashley, I'm a feminist, and by definition, I'm a Guidette. You can find me on Facebook. I'll see you later.